Let's not commit crimes, but let's not put that on our bucket list. No, I was a mental health worker in the prison. I did about a year internship, and I had to go in every day and provide mental health support for men who were recovering from any drug-related crime. So they could be distributing drugs, using drugs, making drugs. You know, some of them actually cooked, and they had like scars on their arms from working in the meth labs and stuff. So like all these guys are like intense criminals and drug-related charges. So yeah, it was quite fascinating. I worked there for about a year for my internship.
Have you seen the show Breaking Bad?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that show. That's a good show.
Yeah, I know. But do you feel that show is realistic or?
Well, he didn't go to prison, but the
That's the
meth
only part
lab,
that's not. Meth
the
lab.
meth lab, maybe yes, that could be possibly true.
Explosions
Because
and-
explosions,
Yeah.
and then, and I'm sure there's a Gus Freeman somewhere around here, right? There's a Gus.
Gus Fring.
Gus Freeman.
Yeah.
He's like the mob boss of all of the
He's
distributing all the drugs throughout the Mexico border
the chicken
and stuff.
restaurant.
Yeah, he works the chicken restaurant as a facade. I think Breaking Bad is just very good at like being a good show and entertainment. But there are some underlying things that probably do happen in real life from the show. Yeah.
So.
But Orange is the New Black would probably be a little bit more realistic in the prison lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
I saw it, but I couldn't continue watching it.
Yeah.
You know, some part of it just feels like, ugh.
Yeah.
Give that feeling.
I mean, it's not as realistic. I mean, it's not realistic, but I think it's just the idea like everyone's living together and like people are breaking rules and you have the jobs, like some of them cook in the kitchen and that stuff is real.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's not,
like
it's because
the
in a lot of
canteen.
movies, just like two inmates in a room with a toilet. That's it.
Right, that's how it is.
That's how it is.
In some prisons, yeah.
Some prisons.
Yeah.
What about the prison you interned at?
The one I interned was 75 men in one huge like room, like a big compound.
But that
And-
itself is going to cause some psychological problems. 75 people.
Well, it's a therapeutic community, so it's not supposed to cause problems. But
there's no barrier among these 75 men.
no, not really. They
No?
have just like bunk beds on the walls, and then like each guy has a bunk, and each guy has like a closet, like a storage
something.
locker, and then the bathrooms. There's a wall, and then there's the bathrooms. And I don't believe there's like doors on the bathroom. I never went in the bathrooms. And in the center of the room, that's where all of the police are stationed. So they watch them all day. They have like
Wait a minute, the police
rotating.
live with the
yeah, they have the
criminals, prisoners.
yeah, no, they don't live there, but they just like a 12-hour shift. They have to open the door to let them in and out.
Oh, okay.
Like it's locked. It's locked down. a
Oh,
little bit.
I misunderstood you. I thought the
Yeah.
police lives in the same room as.
No,
the
there's
guys.
a actual station.
Oh, in the
Like,
middle of the room.
Yeah, it's like a wall with windows.
Oh.
And I'm usually in that room
Oh, okay.
in the morning before I go to do my work.
Oh, wow. Hello. It's such a great honor to welcome our guest for this episode. Let's welcome Idalia, okay?
Hi.
Yeah, I actually just met her last night at a comedy show on Santa Monica Boulevard, and which is kind of very interesting, interactive comedy show. And she told me everybody has to wear pajama. So I showed up in my pajama, and turns out am I the only one?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm the only one in the pajama.
It's a whiskey and pajama show, and he's the only one that you are the only one that showed him pajamas.
Yeah, I know. And so the reason I had her over is twofold. And one is Idalia actually was in China for 4 years. Yeah, and
Yes.
so a lot of Americans who spend time in China has a Chinese name. Do you have one?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I got a Chinese
Oh,
name.
do you want one now?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you can give me one. Well, because when I was a teacher, they just called me Teacher Idalia. They call me just my name.
Okay.
I didn't really go to like the Chinese, like I didn't go to university and like take Chinese lessons and stuff like that. But yeah, if you did go to the university, they would technically give you a name.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so some of them call me Italia
Italy.
because
Oh,
it's Italy.
Italy.
But I'm
Yeah.
like, but I'm not a country. I'm not a Italian. I'm not.
Yeah, well, but the country name doesn't
country
sound very
name.
bad either. Like
Italia, yeah.
Italy in Chinese is Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Italy. That sounds very much like your name.
Italia, yeah.
So you were in Jiangsu province.
Yeah. I moved to Wuxi.
Wuxi, oh, it's such a
Wuxi.
beautiful city.
Beautiful city,
Yeah.
very small, but like 3 million people live there.
Oh.
So it was like a small city, but millions of people. Like,
Wait, no, yeah, I just did a show there, and in the beginning I was really scared because it's a 270-degree round stage.
oh,
Yeah.
360 degree,
Yeah, 370 degrees.
70 degrees
Yeah.
stage.
So basically, I got audience members on both sides
Oh,
and the
wow.
front. So I was like, oh no, I have to just move around,
Yeah.
But in the end, it turned out to be a great show, because the energy is amazing, because I guess people are just excited to see that kind of theater and
cool.
big screen and stuff. Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
really good time in Wuxi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wuxi is nice.
So what's the most memorable story about China you have?
Most memorable?
Yeah.
My gosh, I have so many. I have
Oh,
so
really?
many. Yeah, so many memorable stories.
Just starting from, what do you teach there? Like
I was an English teacher.
English teacher. Oh, okay. What, like,
Yeah, I was an English teacher for about 4 years.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Worst student stories.
Worst.
Yeah. I mean, not the students' worst, but just like the situation is kind of
I don't know. I
awkward,
didn't really
difficult to
have.
solve.
I think the worst. Well, it's not the worst. I think it's living in another country is one thing, but when you're working with people who are not from your country or have like the ideas like yourself, like that was like very challenging. Working with people who maybe don't see things the same way you do it or work a business the same way as you work a business, it was very challenging. Yeah, it was very, it was interesting. But as the students, I don't really have like horrible stories with my students. They were cute. I worked with 3 to 6 year olds. So I had babies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had like 3-year-olds who didn't even know their Chinese name.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you
They didn't
serious?
know. Yeah,
Oh
they
my
didn't-
God! I think that child has a problem.
Well, I mean, because
Doesn't know his own name. A 3.
yeah, like
Oh.
at 3 years old, some of the kids didn't even know Chinese well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
learning like different words and things. So I would teach my English lesson, and then the Chinese teacher would teach the Mandarin lesson, and that was it. And then they would take a nap and they eat lunch, and then we go outside to play. So it was like a different type of education.
Okay. Interesting.
And so it was, I think the most difficult was for them to remember their English name.
Oh.
Yeah, because they all get an English name in my class, but then they also have a Chinese name for the Chinese class.
Okay.
So, it's like,
Yeah, that's
It's cute.
that's how I got my English name, Joe.
oh,
Yeah, I
from
had
your
a-
English lesson?
Yeah, I had a teacher from America. Yeah, he basically gave us a list of names for us to choose from.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I just choose the one with the least number of letters.
Well, it's 3, so
Yeah.
it's good.
But at the time, I didn't know I was gonna come to America to study or anything. So English was really I really didn't care about the class at all, to the extent that I cut so many classes. when I showed up at the final exam,
Yeah.
The American teacher thought I went to the wrong room. He didn't even remember me. I was
In
like,
your
oh
class?
no, yes.
Oh, no.
It was so bad. But
Did you pass?
yeah, I managed to pass.
Okay.
It wasn't a good grade, but
You passed.
But looking back, I was, I really didn't think I was going to use the English at all at the time. So,
That is true. I think I even did grade 5 in the primary school. That was really interesting because that was a boarding school. So all the students came from Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend they go home. So every day the kids were running around because they live there, they eat there, they sleep there, they go to school. And I think that's one of the problems. I don't think they take English serious because what are they going to do? Like, unless you move to another country like Australia or America or Canada, they don't really take English very serious. But they do have English classes all the way up to the grade 12, right? They have. Yeah. In all the primary schools, it's required. It's required to learn English. But I don't think they take it serious. And that perspective is interesting because maybe that's why.
But then after coming to America, I was like, oh no, I should have done
Studied
better. No,
yeah,
Jesus.
I was like, I should have studied more.
But I grew up in a time when there's no internet and stuff. So I have no idea how Americans or British people speak.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what's the words people actually use. So I just sometimes even during conversation I would just use words I saw in a book or in a dictionary.
Oh, interesting.
And actually I lost a friend because of that.
Oh.
Yeah, because a mutual friend told me, oh, so and so doesn't want to be friends with you anymore. I was like, why? He said because you use that word lugubrious. I was like, oh, yeah, but I didn't know nobody uses the word.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
It just means, depressed, dark. Yeah.
But so you called him lugubrious?
Or maybe I just feel, I feel lugubrious. I
feel depressed?
Depressed, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a big word. I don't even know that word.
Yeah, because people just feel, oh, this guy is really pretentious or something.
Oh, perhaps, because you're using a big word.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know how to spell that. Like, how do you spell that? I don't even know. But no, I mean, I guess if you only learn through dictionary, you would probably learn a lot of words that we don't usually speak.
I know, yeah. So that's such a waste of time, just
study the encyclopedia. You could like knowledge you don't really need.
Exactly, story for my life. There's so much useless stuff. Yeah, but then another thing we talked about last night was you interned at a prison before.
Yeah. It was so funny when you said that his moment of reflection is that he wants to go to a prison.
Yeah, I just want to check it out.
On his bucket list.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm curious about prison, but I'm too pussy to commit any crime. I just want to see what it was like. So, what are the common problems that prisoners go to you for help?
Well, they don't really come to me for help voluntarily.
Oh, really?
No.
Nobody admits, I have a problem.
Everyone's required to just come to they have to, this whole prison is called a therapeutic community. So the community is based off of seeking therapeutic help, medical attention, and contributing to this mental health community-based program. Is a program. So if you come to this, you have to program every day. If you come to this facility, you have to program. You have to go to therapy. You have to go make sure you're taking your medications. Like it's an actual requirement you have to comply with. And then if you complete the program, perhaps the judge will decrease your sentence.
Oh.
So it's one of those things. So there's no decision. I don't want a program. Okay, then you don't get to be part of this. You go to another prison where it's like a lockdown or something.
Oh, okay. That's kind of like those driver's class. You You got a speeding ticket.
Sort
and then
of.
you have to take that class to
Yeah, it's and then
get rid of the ticket.
the ticket, the points.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the points
yeah, yeah.
or get fined less or whatever, you know.
Exactly. So similar
Oh.
to that. But it's a little bit more extraneous because they're there for maybe 15 years.
15 years
Instead of 25 year.
Oh.
Their sentencing gets cut, but they have to comply to the program.
Do you do like a one-on-one consultation? Oh,
Therapy, yeah, one-on-one.
one-on-one
Or
therapy.
group. Or group.
A group. Oh.
Or a lecture. So it's like all 75 of them have to sit in my class.
I mean, what's the goal of this therapy session for the prisoners? Just to let them know it's bad to deal drugs, or you know?
No, there's a 12-step program. We facilitate. There's a lot of programs we kind of like continue to provide for them to help them navigate them. So when they do get out, they can use these skills, and they can use the skills to better themselves, so they don't get back into prison again. So like we do 12-step, we do coping skills, we do cognitive behavioral therapy kind of stuff to like monitorize that. Sometimes they need more like medical attention. So there's a psychiatrist who will prescribe them drugs and monitor them with that. So it's just a facility.
They have to take drugs too from other people instead of their
mental
own
health
drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, they need to do lithium or something for certain disorders or, for certain mental health.
For example, if you're talking to a prisoner there, do you know their background? You know exactly what
A little
they did?
bit. A little bit, because there's a file on each of the men.
Oh.
And there's a lot of caseworkers there, so they all kind of like, we all know kind of like who is this and that. Like, yeah, there's like 30 caseworkers, and there's over 75 people per one unit, and there's 12 units. So there's a lot of men.
I know.
And a lot less. And the caseworkers, we all like collaborate sometimes and work and help each other out on like, this happened. Because things happen throughout the week too, where like they might get in a fight. So then they have to go to the hole. And the hole is like separate, and it's just you're in strict confinement. You can't get out. You're one person in a room.
Okay, for how long?
It depends on like what the charge was. Yeah. So like there's the hole if they disobey or break rules. Then you have the canteen, and then you have like people who help with the canteen, like cleaning or washing dishes and cooking, and so it's like. It's interesting. It was a very rewarding experience, and I think it was good. It was a good experience as a student, learning about how to help people.
Okay. Do you sometimes feel like sympathetic towards them, or do you sometimes feel, oh, this guy's a scumbag? Or do you get involved?
I did not
involved
feel
emotionally or
sympathetic. No.
No?
I think because I think I was young enough, but I wasn't naive enough to like, oh, I feel sad for this guy, or I pity this guy, because I was 22.
Oh, okay.
Working with like men from like 30 to like 80.
What, 80-year-old drug
Yeah,
dealers?
30 to 80, and they're in prison for some type of drug-related charge.
Well, seriously, well, hold on a second.
I was 22
I know,
years
but then
old.
the thing is, are there any 70, 80-year-olds dealing drugs?
I mean, not stealing drugs, but like, there was 80-year-old men who died in his bunk when I was there. I don't remember what his charge was, but like, it definitely had something to do with a drug-related charge. Either it's stealing to get drugs.
I'm glad they're still active. Gives me hope.
Well, he died in his bed from just like a natural death.
Oh,
he didn't die from anything like not that we know of. I think
no
he just
violence or
No, he just died in his sleep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, their stories are really interesting though.
Oh, I know.
I think a lot of the stories were just bad luck, or not having family.
Okay, I mean bad luck meaning they got caught or just
Yeah, bad luck in the sense they didn't have family maybe when they were kids
Oh,
to
okay.
navigate them and making proper choices. So then they grow up and just do crazy things and they get caught. And, or they have good families and they come from good money, but they're alcoholics and then they get 3 DUIs and now they're in prison. Like
But
you
three
just
DUIs, that's
3
they
DUIs,
shouldn't
yeah.
be in the same prison as like drug dealers or people who made meth or something. But they
It's
are.
all drug related crimes, yeah. So
Oh.
there are like men who are in there for cooking meth.
Yeah.
But then there are men in there who probably, robbed people for meth or, or breaking the law because they're high on meth or,
that
whatever
counts
it is.
too.
Yeah,
You're high on meth, you
or you're
committed a
high
crime.
and you're doing crime. Yeah, like
Oh.
you're breaking and entering or you're stealing cars. I think that was one of them. He was a car stealer. So yeah, I mean, it's a crime is a crime. A DUI,
Yeah, I know.
and that guy who had the 3 DUIs, he actually killed someone. It was a
Oh.
fatality, I think, because
Okay.
he was drunk driving and he hit somebody.
Oh,
So like these stories are pretty intense.
wow.
Yeah, I could talk about this for a long time, but I
Mm-hmm.
think just hearing you say last night in my interview that I do at my show, and you're just like, yeah, that's my bucket list. I was like, well, let me tell you,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know
Maybe
if you want to
not.
go.
Yeah, maybe I've changed my mind, but
Yeah.
from talking to you, like most of these people in the prison is some kind of more or less related to meth, not other type of drugs or.
No, all drugs.
Oh, okay.
Meth is not the only drug.
I mean, was it the most
Cocaine,
popular?
you could do pills, you could do alcohol, smoking weed. Obviously, now weed is legalized, but
But when you were
like a
doing
lot
the
of drugs.
intern, weed was still illegal at the time.
Yeah,
right?
weed was illegal. Yeah, Crazy. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 10 years ago, and weed was
Now it's
illegal
illegal
then, and now it's legal.
It's fine now.
Now
So
everyone's high as a kite.
were those guys released? Whoever was in
I think we
prison
had-
for weed charges.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of curious.
I think only one of my cases was released, but
Oh.
I'm not really sure. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was only there for a year, and some of these guys have been in there for a long time.
And also, I just noticed that like on the streets of LA, you will see more like fentanyl users.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the thing when you were interning there, right?
Oh, it was around.
It was
Fentanyl has been
around?
around for a long
Oh,
time.
really?
Oh, it's not a new concept. No.
Oh, yeah, because but we didn't hear about it until
No.
recent years.
Yeah, it's a little bit more popular because I think a lot of celebrities are getting whirled around in that. So now it's a big issue because celebrities have a voice.
Oh, okay.
If you die, then I'm going to find a cause for, I'm going to find the cause for why you overdosed. And fentanyl is probably one of the laced elements of drugs now. More spoken now than before.
I see.
But it's always been an issue. I don't think it's a new thing.
Well, even in that prison, you have people like walking around with like this, They always,
mean?
they always seem to be hunched over, the fentanyl users.
Oh, I mean, they all had. I don't know. That's a good question. Like their demeanor and stuff. I don't know.
It's just crazy to me. They say that like 6 homeless people die every day in Los Angeles due to fentanyl
Really?
overdose. Yeah, I don't even know where they got the money to buy fentanyl.
Yeah, they make a way. There's a way for them to get it. No, wow, that's crazy. 6.
Yeah, I remember 6 or 7. I couldn't.
I don't know.
remember
I don't know
number.
that statistic, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
I will say, you just reminded me though. Every couple hour, like let's say every 72 hours, the police come with their dogs.
Oh.
And they come and they sniff every bed, every like storage thing, and you just remind me of that because they'll sniff the dogs sniff for drugs.
Yeah.
They're drug dogs, and they do, if they find something, you're kicked out and you're put in the hole. And that happened a couple times while I was
really?
there.
They still can smuggle drugs in there.
Oh my gosh, yes. They smuggle drugs in. They smuggle in not weapons, but they'll like make shanks, and they'll have like, they're creative. And if they get caught, there were some people I think were fermenting like fruit to make wine.
Okay.
That's a contraband, and you can also get kicked in the hole for that.
Oh.
Yeah, so like they're just clever trying to like make stuff while they're in prison.
Wait a minute, they have access to fruit?
Yeah, I mean the canteen. They'll just sneak.
I see.
They'll just sneak like fruit, and then they'll just put it in like a cup and just let it ferment. That's all you have to do.
I don't know how to do that. No,
I mean,
I have a degree in biology, but I don't know how to make wine.
They definitely try in prison. Wow. They try a lot of crazy stuff.
But do they, do they have time to exercise?
Yeah, they have a gym outside.
They have a gym? Oh.
Yeah, they have a whole like fitness, basketball, and weights and
library.
Yep, they do have a library, so they spend time in the library.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better than most apartments in LA.
Yeah. Sometimes they do have a better life than we do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. This interview turns into an encouragement for prison life.
I know. I don't know if you want to go to prison, but let me tell you. I mean, it was a good work experience as a new person coming into mental health. It was a good experience. And while I was working there, I also worked with the psychology department, and which was really weird because I'm not a psych student, but I got to work alongside some of the psych students, which got me a lot of clinical experience, and that was really good. Because what the clinical side, they do more tests, psychological testing, and the psychologist oversees us. So that aspect was really, really cool to experience as a student. In addition to doing like just basic counseling, what I was doing training for in my program. But it wasn't horrible. It was just, I think one of the worst things I remember is that the prison was built on a marshy like swamp. So you know how a swamp is? It like water just like, so it's flooded every day.
Every day?
Or like from like March till May, because it rains a lot. It's in the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
So in the East Coast, if you ever live there, it's really wet from like February to like May.
Oh, you're talking about southern part of the East Coast, right?
It's in ports. It's like in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember having to drive in the puddles, and like when you get into the prison, it's flooded. So I had to wear rain boots every day to work.
Oh, wow.
Because I mean, it's a prison. Like they're not going to build a prison in a pretty area.
Okay.
They're going to build a prison in like the swamp, a swampy area.
That's the type of stuff that Trump wants to drain, right? Drain the swamp.
The swamp, and they had lots of like ducks and like nature. So it's cool. I guess that was just like one of the fun facts about it. If you ever want to go to prison, they're not going to be in a good location.
Okay.
You might need to wear rain boots and like a whole like gear, like a jacket and like a poncho.
Yeah.
Because it's always raining.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, that reminds me, I used to live in Boston.
Oh, yeah. Boston's nice.
Yeah. When we're looking for houses, you go to some houses, you go into their basement, you can just see, rain boots and sun pump, it's like, okay.
Because there is rain. Yeah. It gets you prepared for the weather.
Exactly. You just know, there's going to be flooding in that basement. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Telltale signs.
And that's crazy because in China, they don't have basements.
Not anymore, but when I was growing up.
Oh, you had it when you're...
Yeah, well, I grew up in northeast part of China. Right. So every fall we make... In order to preserve the vegetables and stuff, we make either kimchi.
Oh, I love kimchi. Yeah.
Or sauerkraut.
Cabbage. Sauerkraut.
Yeah. So we basically dig a really big hole on the ground and cover it, kind of make a basement for the winter.
Bury it. You bury your kimchi.
No, not bury. It's a basement. It's more like a cellar.
I know, but you actually like put it in the ground.
Oh yeah.
My friend, like, we were just talking about that. Me and my friend were talking about that because I was like, why is kimchi so hard to make?
Yeah.
And then she's like, we need to like bury it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's why you already have like a whole ready. You just put the kimchi in it.
Yeah, my family used to do it every year.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. Not only that, I remember my Chinese teacher in middle school. Because in China we have this class that is called labor class, or just tell the kids to value labor, to actually work a little bit. So for labor class, what he did is just ask all the students to his house and dig a hole and bury the
kimchi.
Not kimchi this time. I think it was turnips.
Oh,
bury them. And we all got good grades. We were really happy. In the second semester, the teacher came to us again. I couldn't dug them out. Can you come over and find those turnips you buried last year?
Oh.
I guess we did such a great job. The next spring, nobody could find it. We dug for a long time.
Thanks. So you guys you actually like buried it.
Yeah. I guess we just worked too hard the previous year.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, wow. So you did have a basement, but I guess where I lived, it was all brand new. You know, like a lot of these cities are less than 20 years old.
Yeah. Oh, you live in
Wuxi.
Wuxi. Well, but that's a really ancient city, though, the Wuxi.
But the building.
Oh, yeah, southern part of China.
But a lot of Wuxi was like new, like skyscraper, those new like apartment buildings are like so like 20, 30 floors. When I lived in Ningbo, even Ningbo was like everything was just like new and like built all these buildings just like,
I know
all these like apartment complexes just like popping out like daisies, and it's just like wow. And then the bullet trains too. The bullet trains were like it seemed like they just made them.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You know,
like it looks so new and fresh, like not old, not rusty, except for the slow train.
Oh yeah,
the village people go on that train.
The green,
the
train.
Green one. Yeah. And I took it home from Shanghai to Wuxi. It took 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so slow. And then all the village people were like sleeping and like eating, and there's chickens.
Oh yeah.
That was a really cool experience.
That's the type of train I used to take to go home from college.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Before the speed trains?
Yeah, before the speed trains, yeah.
They didn't have a speed train for me when I was coming back on a trip. So I ended up taking this green train, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll no problem. But I didn't realize it was so slow. It took 5 hours to get home, and it should have only taken like 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. You're used to the speed. Yeah, exactly.
I like that train though. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
Like just the idea of watching all the people like, just.
Yeah, for some reason the slow train is actually noisier than the bullet train.
Noisy. Yeah, because there are chickens and their babies crying, and then it's like windy. And in the winter it's freezing.
Yeah.
Because, there's like holes coming, like the wind is coming inside the train on the side panels.
I really feel it because
it was so
as
crazy.
A college student, I used to ride the train without a ticket or something. So I have to hide under the seat. You just feel the cold wind.
I know, it was freezing.
Yeah.
It was freezing. Oh my God.
Man,
that was a cool experience. I never took it again, but I did experience it one time coming back from a trip. I didn't book my speed train in time, so I got to Shanghai, and they're like, nope, we don't have any more tickets. And I was like, damn it. And so they're like, but we have this slow train. I was like, okay, I'll buy it. Like,
okay.
I need to go to work at like 10 in the morning, so it's a good time.
Yeah, I also a couple of years ago I took a what do they call the sleeper car in the train?
Oh, you did the sleeper.
Yeah.
And the beds, like there's a bed and then it goes up and makes a table. Did you have a table?
Oh, yeah, there's a table.
And then mine was like that.
like 3 layers of beds. And
3
stuff.
layers of
Yeah.
I did that in Thailand, and that was super nice.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do it in China, but I did it in Thailand.
Wow.
The
And
sleeper train.
Yeah, sleeper train, that's okay. But then when I was in, I think it's Australia,
Oh,
I
I've never
visited
been.
their submarine. I was like, I could never be a Navy guy. Man, it's still the 3 layers of bunker bed. It was
Yeah.
this narrow. You
It's
know?
so small.
Oh, it's tiny. It was like, man, how can it live like this?
How do you like get in? You have to get into the bed, right?
Oh, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
this much space.
I know.
And you
yeah.
have to like. Psh.
You have to be flat first, and then just slide in for some.
But what if you're like a big guy?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like if you're a big guy, how are you supposed to like squish in there? Yeah, I
Oh.
saw. I've never taken the 3. The one in Thailand was 2, like a
Okay.
2 bunk, and then the bottom bunk they like fold out, and then the table and chair pop out from the bed.
Yeah. And there's just like a ton of torpedoes
Oh my gosh!
not far away from you. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, it's claustrophobic too. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
how you could do. Well, you know what's so funny? When I was in Hong Kong, oh Lord, I stayed in like the cheapest part of Hong Kong, and that's how the beds were. The beds were like the rooms were like so small, and the beds were like I couldn't even like roll over.
Oh, okay.
Have you been to Hong Kong?
I've been to
Like
Hong
the
Kong.
old Hong Kong area.
no,
And
probably
those rooms are so small and they're so smelly. And they're very old. Like one of the oldest parts of Hong Kong. And it's like a hostel.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like the
I
hostel
know.
village.
Yeah,
It's near Jollibee's.
No,
I think
I've
there's
never
2
been to one in
Jollibee's.
Hong
but-
Kong, but I've been
it's
to the one
crazy.
in New York.
Yeah, oh,
It's called the White House.
the White House. I
Yeah,
haven't
I'm not
done it.
kidding. Yeah.
And the beds are so small and
You-
like
you basically
you
the
can
bed-
like barely move.
Yeah, and also the bed it's like 3 sizes right against the wall.
Yeah, it was right against the wall in Hong Kong too.
Oh yeah, and
I was
then basically I had my own room, but then the room next to me, even the wall is not all the way up to the ceiling, so you can literally
That's
climb
right.
over the.
You could climb over to
yeah,
That's
but-
how Hong Kong was too.
really? Okay.
I was like, what in the world? Like, you could literally be like, hey.
Oh, yeah, I
like,
know.
It's the wall. You know, there's like a, oh, yo. Oh, yo.
Yeah.
It was funny.
But those are the days, man. But it was,
Hong Kong was fun, though.
Yeah.
I ended up like leaving 2 days early. I complained, and they're like, well, we don't really have any, like, this is how it is. And I was like, okay, well, I'm leaving. It was so smelly. It was just so smelly. It smelled horrible, like a sewage.
Oh.
And I told the lady, and she was like, she's not Chinese. These were like Africans
Oh.
or Indian. Oh, she was Indian. And
Yeah, is
apparently she ran this whole place
Yeah, there were a lot of like
Indian.
Southeast Asians,
in
Indians
in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I can't do this. So I ended up splurging and like staying at a nicer hotel. I was like, okay, well, when am I ever gonna get to go to Hong Kong
Exactly,
again?
yeah.
And we were there for 5 days. It was actually for the holiday. You know, what's the holiday at the beginning of October? It's Chinese holiday. Lantern Fest?
That's mid-October.
Oh, mid.
Yeah,
Oh, is that when they do the mooncakes?
The mooncake, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but there's another
October
one at
15th, yeah.
the beginning of
No,
October.
I'm sorry. It's August 15th. That's the lantern.
August.
But that's the lunar calendar.
Yeah.
But it's usually September in the solar calendar.
Right, and then
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, today is the Moon Festival.
this is the Moon Fest. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone was doing moon cakes on Redbook.
Oh, 小红书. Oh, yeah, you're on that
I
too?
love Redbook.
Oh, okay. I'm on that too.
I miss Taobao.
Taobao.
I miss DD.
Oh, yeah.
I miss Redbook. I miss QQ.
Oh, QQ. Oh, my
I
God.
love QQ.
Oh, man.
And all my music is on QQ, and I'm so sad because I can't get my QQ account back up. But
Oh yeah, I had a QQ account too with all the music, but then
all my music is on
I
there.
changed my phone. Everything got lost.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the Red Book, someone was making mooncakes. I was like, oh yeah, it's a holiday. I couldn't remember what holiday.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think
This
Moon
week. Festival.
Yes,
Moon this
Festival.
week was actually today.
Today's
September
actual
17th.
day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. Mooncakes.
You like eating mooncake?
No.
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 You're very Chinese, by the way.
No, I don't like mooncakes.
Most people
do
don't like it.
I like the green leaf, the green triangle.
Oh yeah. Oh, 粽子.
Zonza.
Yeah.
I love zonza.
Okay, that's the one with
pork.
sticky rice.
Yeah,
pork.
with pork. Oh, so good. But mooncake, like every time it's a teacher appreciation or if it's a holiday, we always get mooncakes from my boss.
Oh yeah, that's.
But I'm like, we don't eat mooncakes. Why are you giving us all mooncakes?
But that's a secret in China, and most people don't like eating it, but they keep.
They give
giving
you
each other
a
as a gift.
mooncake, and it's always the one with like I like the mooncake with the egg.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't give us those. He gives us the one with the red bean.
Oh.
Oh. No, thank you.
I'm the opposite. Yeah.
Or 不要这个 不要这个
But the secret is you take those gifts and you re-gift it next year.
Well, those mooncakes don't go bad. That's the thing. Those mooncakes can last forever. When they're sealed in those little sealed bags, they can last forever.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear that someone got sick off eating 3 mooncakes? She was hospitalized. And I was like, how is that even possible?
What?
Yeah, there was like, it was on the CPC or someone did like an article about it last year. And I read it and I was like, how does 3 mooncakes hospitalize you?
Oh, well, you never know what's in it, I guess.
But it's just flour and sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
And dough. Like it's just a flour and then whatever red bean paste or something.
But I was just joking, of course. But nowadays, I can't trust 90% of the stuff I saw in the news or on the internet,
Yeah.
Just people just make shit up to get people to watch. That's just crazy.
Well, that one actually made it into like a national article.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's where I read all my news. It's like off of, WeChat news. Like one of those WeChat articles.
But sometimes those articles
CPC.
are I don't know, what is CPC though?
The government.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably serious. No,
I don't think so.
no.
I
mean the guy who's hospitalized.
Yeah, I saw him on a medical journal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was like a medical journal from Beijing. I was like, you actually published this? Like, I'm not a doctor. My sister is a doctor, but like, I just like asked her, I was like, could sugar and flour cause you medical conditions?
There's got to be something else.
I think something triggered it.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to eat 3 mooncakes at one time anyways.
Oh, it depends on the size. Now they have these tiny ones. Now,
Well, yeah, but
bite-sized.
I think
the regular ones.
I think she was eating 3 mooncakes for 3 days. That's all she ate.
Oh.
And then she got sick.
Okay.
I was like, what? She got COVID? Like, what happened to her?
Yeah,
So
just mooncake.
she got diabetes? Like, I don't know.
Man.
And that's another fun fact about the doctors in China. They are funny. They are funny.
Yeah, well.
As a woman going into I don't know if you know this, but like every time we get our visa renewed, as a foreigner, we have to go in and do like a medical check.
Oh yeah, there's.
It's required, before they could stamp you to prove that you're healthy and you don't have any diseases.
Yeah.
But they make us do a woman check.
Okay.
And we get mad because they're like, "Are you doing a men check?" They're not doing men checks, but they're making us do women checks, and they could make us put our feet up on these stirrups and everything. And I'm like. They're really sexist.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens every time when we have to renew the visa. Like every time you need to renew your visa, you have to go do it. And I'm like, damn it. And I'm like, they could just check it with like our blood or something.
But when you do physical in America, you still get checked though.
No, not the female check.
Wait a minute. My primary doctor did a guy check on me before.
For just a primary check?
Oh, yeah.
Not just for like I have concerns about it. I just want to
yeah,
check.
Yeah, he has to, do this.
Oh, because you're maybe
do
older.
with the finger,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But they don't do that for the men when we have to go get our visa renewed.
Oh, okay.
It's a renewal of the visa.
Oh, I see.
Not a doctor, because you have to go to the immigration hospital, and you have to go to all of these 7 different doctors.
Yeah.
The ears, nose, and mouth, the heart. Then we have like these suction things they put on us, and then we have to go to another doctor, and then they made us go to the women doctor.
Huh.
It's so weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then when I went to the regular hospital for the women doctor, the ladies just come in, pull down, and then they do the swab, and then they leave. But for me, they gave me like a private room with a curtain. It's funny. Like, she's a foreigner.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I thought everybody's a foreigner in that health check.
Oh, no. I'm talking about like the main hospital.
A main hospital. Oh, okay.
Like all the women just come in, and then go, and then with me they're like, "Oh, Weigerin."
Weigerin.
And then like put me in a special like, and then they put the curtain.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Okay.
Yeah, Weigerin.
Oh, by the way,
It's funny.
but when you're in China, do people call you 老外? Yeah.
老外.
Yeah. How do you feel about that term?
But they say something, I don't know the translation. They say something like, I don't think she's a Wailai, but she looks like a Wailai. But is she mixed? I know that they're saying something like that in Chinese.
I don't know
because
what
they
is a
think I
Wailai.
look like, they think I look Chinese, but then they know I'm not Chinese. So they're like, oh, she's mixed. Yeah, they say it to me all the time when I'm in the elevator or if I'm walking by.
But then mixed in Chinese is 混血.
Yeah, they say.
混血. Yeah,
混血.
mixed blood. Means,
Mixed blood. Yeah, they say
but
mixed blood.
You're not, right? You're Hispanic,
No, I'm Latina.
right?
Yeah,
Latina. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from like El Salvador, but I don't know, because Latina. Maybe we have like Pacific like maybe a Pacific island in me or something, but I'm not sure. I don't think so, but
yeah. Wow, that's
interesting because they always say mixed blood. What is that in Chinese?
混血.
混血.
Yeah.
混血.
Yeah, 混血. 血 means blood.
血.
Yeah, 血.
血.
Yeah, exactly. 血.
Shuan.
Like a swear, but 血.
Shuan.
Yeah, 血.
No, I don't think I'm saying it right. Because
混血, yeah.
Oh, okay. I know they say something like that.
Okay.
But Megua, they definitely say after they hear me talk. Then they're like, oh, Megua.
Oh, yeah.
Megua.
America, yeah.
Like, oh, she's American.
Well, you're probably in a big city because in bigger cities, they kind of know the different types.
But Wuxi was a small city. They didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Wuxi's a small city.
Yeah, everybody's a 老外, right?
Everyone's a 来外, yeah. They're like, oh, 来外.
Yeah.
And the thing is, my students would see me outside of class, and then they'll be like, oh, 来, and they like put like the two together. And I'm like, yeah, I have to go shopping too. I have to buy groceries too because I see them in the supermarket.
Yeah, exactly.
And my kids will, like, my students will see me, and I'm like, well, teacher has to eat.
The students just assume you fly back to America to eat, and then come back to teach.
And I have to be back in 12 hours.
Wow.
So it's just funny, like, seeing them out and about because I have to go to a supermarket, or I'm going to get the bubble tea, or and I see them in line a lot.
Oh, well, the bubble tea is just so popular now.
I love
crazy.
the bubble tea.
Oh, really?
The iga is like one.
一点点. Oh, yeah.
I love 一点点.
Oh, really? My nephews love it.
I love ice cream in my tea.
Oh,
the black tea with the ice cream. And then you could put like boba, or you could put the jelly. I love the jelly.
Oh, wow.
They should have 一点点 here.
Well, there are a lot of like.
There's some in San SF. They have some.
Oh, but here there's like high tea
That's not the same.
Not the, yeah, okay.
High tea is not the same.
Oh.
Do you think? High tea is
You
just...
know what? I can't tell the difference that much because
But they
I
don't
I
have
drink,
jelly there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do they? I don't think they have like the Indian jelly.
Okay. Oh,
They...
oh, you have Idalia here?
Where?
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, I have to go to San Gabriel. I love eating.
Oh man, well thanks for letting us know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we got to go to San Gabriel. I
yeah.
love eating it. I don't know, I just fell in love with it when I first moved there. And then I moved back to LA.
Yeah.
And then I moved back to China right before the pandemic. And I was like, oh, Indian's still here, you know. And it became more popular, I think, the second time I went because they were all over.
It was huge. I remember I had to take my son and my nephew just to go have Idalia.
Yeah, just
Me
eat
and my wife
Indian
have
so
to wait
nice.
around.
I love eating it. I think my favorite food was the dry hot pot. It's very popular in Wuxi. Oh no, Changzhou.
Changzhou?
I live in
Oh.
Changzhou, and downtown there was like this
Oh my
amazing.
God, you've been to all these
hot
places that
dry
shows
pot.
it. You know?
Oh, you were in Changzhou?
Yeah, Changzhou, yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a lot of comedy in Ningbo. They had this
Ningbo.
huge comedy on near my house, near
Really?
Wanda Plaza. Yeah, there's a huge Wanda,
Oh, yeah.
and there's that.
I remember there is a club there.
There's huge, yeah, because I would walk by and
Yeah.
but it's Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Chinese comedy only.
Yeah, I remember one of my son's teachers came to my Chinese show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I said, oh, well, dude, you know, it's in Chinese. She said, yes, I lived in China for 8 years. My Chinese is really good. After the show, I said to her, how do you think about it? She was like, well, I understood all the setup, but none of the punchline.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because the punchline,
It's
in order to
different.
understand the punchline, you really have to know the cultural context, you know, references, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's why I was curious because I wanted to go to the show. It's called Mingzhou Li.
Oh, yeah.
That Mingzhou Li has like the biggest Chinese comedy.
Yeah, I think I
show.
know the club.
Mingzhou Li.
Yeah, one of the.
It's
one
near
of their-
Wanda.
Yeah, one of their comedians opened for me
Oh,
in the
nice.
shows. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that show, the Mingzhou Li comedy show, like theater, I would be walking by and I would hear like lots of people and stuff. And so I was trying to get my coworker. I was like, "Can you like get me a ticket for that?" She's like, "I don't think you can because you're a foreigner."
What?
Yeah,
That
they said I
doesn't
couldn't
make
buy a ticket.
any sense.
And I was like, "How is that even possible?"
Yeah, because I also did like English shows in
Yeah.
China.
Like I don't know, like
the
they,
English shows in China is a totally different scene. You know?
because you have to buy it on the Chinese app, and you have to show a Chinese ID.
Oh.
And I don't have a Chinese ID. I have an American passport.
Oh, wow.
That's why she was like, I don't think I could buy you a ticket. I was like, well,
But-
can you just buy the ticket
Yeah,
and I
you
can
could-
go? And she's like, well, it would be under her. I was like, but it's just a comedy show.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense though. Because
Yeah.
every once in a while I have like French people, Americans.
They come to your show?
Yeah.
I should have
Irish
met
people.
you. I should have met you when I was out there.
Yeah. You know, there's got to be ways of doing it. I still remember there's also stand-up comedy scene in Beijing and Shanghai
Yep.
in English.
Yeah, I did a lot of the Beijing shows.
Oh,
and I
really?
did
Oh, you
Shanghai
did comedy
shows.
in Beijing?
I did.
Oh, wow. Was
Yeah,
that
Crown Plaza? Was it-
Comedy Club China?
I don't know. I just knew this one comedian who did comedy for a long time.
What's his name?
Simeon?
Simeon.
Yeah, he's a good
In Beijing or
Goodson.
What?
Simeon Goodson. He's a comedian now. He's really big in New York.
Oh.
He moved back and like
Oh,
he's at the
okay.
Cellar in New York, and he's like, you know, he's done a lot of stuff with like Michael Che.
Oh.
He's done stuff with him. He's the first person that got me on stage. It was in the pandemic. It was like
Oh.
October 2020.
Well, which city is this?
This was in Wuxi.
Wuxi. Oh, no wonder. Yeah.
And it was like
Otherwise I would-
Lai Wai Town. There was a bar, Smooth, and that bar we used to do.
Wait a minute. There's a place in Wuxi called Lao Wai Town.
Yeah, there's Lai Wai Town.
Oh, really?
Every city has a Lai Wai Town.
But it's not officially called 老外 town, right? It's like foreigners town.
They call it the Lai Wai town because that's where the foreigners go.
Yeah, okay.
So if I tell the taxi, I get a DD and I'm like, Lai Wai town, they're like, ada, and they'll drive me to Lai Wai town. There's one in every city for foreigners. So there's a Lai Wai town in every, well, that's how I guess that's just what they told us when we first moved there.
Yeah,
so I just say Lai Wai town.
Well, yeah, I'm not familiar with Wuxi 老外 town, but like in Beijing, a lot of these foreigners used to go to this bar called the Hot Cat Club.
Oh, nice.
It's they have rock and roll and then comedy.
Comedy, oh yeah,
and
in English,
in English in the beginning,
okay.
but then that's how the Chinese comedy scene gradually started in Beijing as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there. Actually, I just wrote a novel last year.
Nice.
I mentioned the club. A lot of people read it. Thought, oh wow, it's just.
That's like history.
I know, yeah.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really notice Chinese comedy until I moved to Ningbo, and I lived in Sisabakala, which is right near Mingzhouli.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I knew there was Chinese comedy, because that comedy club is I don't know, 500 people.
Oh, wow.
There's a huge comedy club in there. And I was trying to see, like, can foreigners get in there? Like, they're like, no, it's only Chinese. And they posted, they posted on WeChat. That's how I found it. Because they were like, oh, comedy show.
You're not talking to the right person, man.
Yeah.
There's like this year, there's a comedy show, online comedy show. There's a British guy who did really well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he performs in Chinese.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I don't perform in Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
I know you can perform there if you know Chinese.
Yeah,
definitely.
But in Shanghai and Beijing, there's English clubs too.
No, yeah.
Especially in Shanghai, there's comedy show every night. Yeah.
In English?
Yeah, in English.
Oh, because I just know like there is 3 comedy groups, and I would go to those open mics.
Oh, yeah.
They would have open mics there, and I would frequently go there and work on some stuff.
Oh, I didn't know you started your comedy in China.
Yeah, during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And my inspiration was hand sanitizer.
Oh, hand sanitizer.
Yep.
Oh, so you have jokes about
I have jokes about hand sanitizer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hence my costume. And like if you see my Instagram, it shows like the hand sanitizer pump on my head. And I used to wear that all the time when I performed, and people like, what is that? Like, why? And I was like, but now they remember me. They don't remember who I was.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, we know that girl.
Yeah. Oh man, I used to have a hand sanitizer in my backpack.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
I make fun of those people.
Oh, yeah. And, by the way, I always ask my guests, to share a story of yourself, how you become yourself, or, the one thing you want your friends to know about you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. I think, life is so crazy. Like my life is like a movie. Like it really is. Like one minute I'm living in Virginia, and then I moved to Kansas.
Okay.
And then I moved to California, and then I moved to Changzhou.
Oh wow.
And then I moved back to LA, and
man.
And then I moved back to Wuxi, then Ningbo, and then Sanya, and then Guangzhou. So I feel like I think I just think sometimes you really just don't know what is around the corner. You just kind of have to like be open and just be open to like challenges, and just understanding like nothing lasts forever. And it's just a crazy journey. And now I do comedy. So it's like, if you told me I was going to do comedy, I would be like, what? I can't, I get so nervous talking to people.
Oh, and what about now?
And so now I'm just like, I have 2 shows.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm on this podcast. I hope to maybe start my own. It's just like, it's just, I used to be like a really shy person. Like,
Yeah, but
just
I
a teacher.
I mean, stand-up comedy really kind of changed your personality if
Yeah.
you were shy or had
Yeah.
social anxiety.
Before,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, man. I used to teach a stand-up comedy course, like
Oh,
3-day crash course.
nice.
I just remember one student. She was just so shy and nervous. She
Yeah.
was pale. She was
Like,
clenching her fists.
yeah. That was
But
me.
oh yeah, but by the third day, she was so relaxed. I can just visually see the
Oh,
change.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, that's how I was. It was like a crazy journey.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of times in life, you just really don't know what you're capable of until you just do it,
Okay.
you know?
Ever think about going back to your previous profession? Like teaching or
Teaching,
working
yeah.
at a prison or
No,
no, not anymore.
a prison,
Not
but
a prison.
well, my background is mental health.
Mental
So
health.
I got my
Oh.
master's in mental health.
Okay.
And then I kind of I did school counseling. I worked in the prison. I did work with children and things like that. And then I just kind of hit a roadblock in my career. And so that's when I pursued English teaching. But I just didn't know what that was. And so I got my TEFL, moved to China.
Oh, okay.
And I actually quite liked it, so I kept
Wait a
doing
minute.
it.
Before you moved to China, you had to take the TOEFL exam? TOEFL?
I took the TEFL in China. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same thing? TOEFL is the...
Teaching English first language.
Oh,
TEFL.
okay. I was thinking about another one. For Chinese to come to America, you have to take the TOEFL exam.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't speak Chinese. I only speak English.
Yeah. Okay.
And my visa and everything specify that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I think the journey is interesting.
But do you want to do comedy full time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make money off of this stuff eventually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, make it like a business, like a booking shows, running my own. I run my own 2 shows, and and I meet people and book people on my shows. It's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy. It's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
Oh yeah, I ran my own show for half a year. Ooh, it was tough, just
Yeah.
I had to beg comedians to come because it was a new show. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah,
and
they're like, yeah, I'm interested, and then they don't show up.
yeah, I know. One guy I said, "Oh, can you come to my show?" The guy was like, "Joe, I love you, but I cannot go to a show where there's no chance of succeeding."
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people said that. Like,
Oh, really?
I want to come to your show, but I don't want to go to a show where I don't get paid. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
I can't pay you,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah, okay.
you can record your set and put it online, and somebody will pay you.
Yeah, but at least I appreciate that kind of honesty. I
Yeah.
know, okay, I understand.
I know, but it's tough. And then I'm just like, I'm not getting paid either.
Yeah.
You want to get paid? I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's quite a trip. But I think a year ago I was a teacher working for someone else, making money for somebody else. And this
Okay.
year I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's figure out what this is.
You're doing comedy full time now.
I do full time. Yeah, I mean, I do open mics during the week, and I run 2 shows Monday, Tuesday, and then hopefully it becomes more
see.
full time. Yes.
I mean, you mentioned that you had some roadblock in your previous career as a
Yeah.
counselor.
Yeah.
What kind of roadblock is that? 'Cause-
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So in order to get licensed, like to be a lawyer, to be
Yeah.
a doctor, you have to pass like an exam. And it was really difficult for me to pass the exam, the state exam.
Oh, okay.
And so I hit a roadblock, and I was like, and at that time I wanted to do comedy or acting or something.
Okay.
But I was too nervous. I didn't know I was good enough. I was like your student. Like I was terrified. I was shy. And I remember my first time going on stage, I was in tears. Like I was just crying.
At a comedy show?
Because I was just like so nervous.
Oh my God!
So,
oh man, that would be hilarious.
so,
like crying on a
I was-
comedy show.
Yeah, so no, before.
Oh, before? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were crying on stage.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
but it was just, it was just one of those things. So when I was licensed as a therapist, I was a licensed therapist. I loved it. Like, I loved the job. I thought I did really well with what I was given. And, you know, I maintained the professionalism, and I had a job where I was talking to the judge and talking to lawyers. And, you know, my reputation and my expertise was really valid. So I really enjoyed the job. I was a child welfare therapist, but then I couldn't pass the exam. So I was demoted. But I still had the experience of doing it at the top level. So
yeah, that sucks.
So then I moved to California, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what else I can do. And then I
there are
found teaching.
Lot of prisons in California, you know. Just kidding.
No, I don't want to work at China. I do not want to work at California prisons.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
But that's when I found teaching, and I think teaching was like, wow, I actually quite like it. I like the kids.
Yeah.
The students were cute. They give you hugs. And,
oh, really?
yeah, they're cute. And so I just was like, okay, this will be good for a couple years. And then last year I was like, okay, no more daydreaming. Let's just get the shit on the road and like see what I can do, you know? Yeah. So it was just one of those turning tables of life. You know, it's like, it was crazy and scary.
Man, I have to say, man.
It's still crazy and scary.
You had so many different careers. That's
yeah, I've had a lot of careers.
So many places. You know, I wish you the best of luck in comedy now.
You know? And thank you for coming on my show and letting me come on yours.
Yeah,
that was such
thanks for coming, by the way. Really appreciate it.
This is definitely worth it.
You got a lot of amazing stories that's appealing to people in both countries, I think. You know?
Yeah, no, China was a really good surprise because before I went to China, I wasn't like into Chinese culture or anything like that. And then when I moved there, I was like, oh, I kind of like loved it.
Also, China is so vilified in America and Western countries. You know, a lot of people are kind of reluctant to go there.
Yes.
I'm glad you had this experience.
Yeah, people are like, I'm not going to China. I don't want to go there. I was like, it's actually quite beautiful. Like, I've been to Shishobana. Shishobana.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Chengdu, Xi'an.
Oh man.
Harbin.
Great places.
Yellow Mountain. That's a beautiful mountain.
Yeah, like my wife and my son keeps making fun of me because every time I bring up Yellow Mountain.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. They've never been there.
You could sleep at the hotel at the top.
Yeah. We played cars for 72 hours. Play cars, and then you walk around. It's just so beautiful. You don't feel tired there. You know, just.
I was tired.
Oh, really?
That's a lot of stairs.
Oh, okay. But I think I was younger when I climbed those stairs.
And the Xi'an, they have a really good mountain. Xi'an has like the terracotta soldiers and then the big mountain.
Xi'an is close to Qinling, right? What kind of mountain was that? I don't quite
Huangshan or
Huashan?
Huashan Mountain. Huashan.
That's really hard to climb.
And the Buddha. I saw the Buddha in Chengdu.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, is that
there's a lot of
the big Buddha mountain? Like carved in the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
It's so pretty.
I know.
That was beautiful. I'm glad I got to see that because that was one of the places I wanted to see.
Yeah, I just want to see live pandas. You know.
I saw the panda.
You saw them? Oh.
And there's a red panda.
Oh, the red panda?
It's so cute.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. Like, he didn't look like a panda. He looked like a fox, but they said it's a red panda. Yeah. And then my favorite was Tibet.
I
got to see Tibet. Yeah. It was beautiful. 2017,
Wow.
So I got to see a lot of China, and I think China's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful country. Like, so many. You have beach, you have mountains, you have the ice city, Harbin.
Yeah, if you go to
so cold.
Northwest, it's completely different terrain. It just feels like, it's kind of reminds me of Arizona.
Oh, because it's mountains.
Yes,
no, it's flat.
There's a lot of mountains, but there's no plants. It's just like a desert. Miles of desert.
Is that the Avatar Mountains?
Avatar Mountains is probably in Guangxi.
Oh, so it's south.
This is north.
Okay.
Drier. So
I didn't get to see the Avatar Mountains, but
or
Mongolia. I wanted to go to Mongolia.
I want to see the.
I didn't get to go there yet.
Yeah, the grassland.
Yes, and the yurks, like the yurt, like the building, the houses.
The houses.
Yeah, the yurts. They're like a circle. They're like an oval house.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They're like Mongolia tents or something.
Yeah, the Mongolian tents. They're called yurt.
The Mongol Bao in Chinese.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
Because that's kind of a stereotype. Whenever people say they're from Mongolia or the Inner Mongolia, we always say, "Oh, do you live in
a yurt?"
In a yurt.
Yeah.
Oh, do you ride a horse?
Or the camels.
The camels.
Yeah. I mean, the yaks were really cool to see.
Oh.
I saw the yak in Tibet.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't really, they're just like donkey, you know, like they just had them out and about.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it was so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, same
and
here.
it's nice
Thank
to talk
you so
about
much.
China.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows China.
There's so few people know about it, right?
Yeah, since I've been back, like none of my friends moved back yet. A lot of people are still in China.
In China.
So
Okay.
It's nice to talk to somebody about, the Chinese culture.
Yeah, we're gonna put this on Chinese website. So you get
on
to
red box, the red box.
Yeah, red book. Yeah, little red book.
What is
or
Xiaolong?
小红书.
小红书.
Yeah, 小红书 or the Bilibili or whatever. Yeah, well.
I don't have those accounts.
Yeah.
I wonder how you can get those accounts without a Chinese number.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can?
just with your passport. I'm pretty sure you can, right?
No, I don't think so.
Email.
Oh, email. Okay. Well, I already have the red book, so.
Cool.
Oh, well, it's so nice talking to you,
Yeah, same
Joe.
here. Yeah, thank you so much. Before we go, can you tell people where to find you?
Oh, yes. You can find me on Instagram, Montekia Giggles Comedy.
Yeah.
And YouTube. There's a YouTube channel connected to that also.
Okay.
And
Montekia. What does it mean, the Montekia comedy?
Okay, so Montekia is my siblings used to call me Montekia.
Yeah, because that's what
like
people called it
Montekia.
last night.
Montekia,
instead of
yeah.
Montekia, they mispronounce it as a Montequila.
Montekia. Yeah, it's Spanish for butter. So it's a Spanish word.
Montequilla.
That means butter.
Oh.
And so my sister used to call me Montequilla, and I used to hate it. I used to be, I used to get so angry. And once I started the comedy, I was like, what kind of name could I give myself?
You have a comedy name now.
So now it's my comedy name, Montequilla Giggles. So butter laughs.
Oh,
so your butter, does your butter laugh? Is kind of like the jingle or, funniness behind it. But yeah, my sister used to call me Montequilla.
Yeah, Montequilla, everybody.
So my Montequilla Giggles.
Yeah.
People call me Giggles sometimes instead of Montequilla, but Montequilla is Spanish for butter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And,
just a kid name.
Yeah. I think it's great. You just adopted it.
Yeah, I just adopted it. I used to get angry about it, but now I'm just like, well,
yeah, that's me now.
That's me now. Thanks for my sister.
Yeah.
She's the doctor. So
okay. Well,
give a shout out to all the doctors out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for coming to my
you.
podcast. This is going to be an amazing episode.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Hope we'll do this again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Cool.